Hello and welcome to my studio. In today's program we're going to do some macro photography and I'm going to show you how I came up with this image. This is a 4x magnification image of a fly which I have mounted on a piece of bark. Okay, so let's go through the bits that I've got set up so far. Now at the back here I have a Profoto D2. This is a 1000 joule studio flash, mains powered, and it's going into a 2 foot by 2 foot softbox. Then on the camera, which is a Canon 1DX Mark II, I have a Canon MPE 65mm macro lens. This has a macro range between 1 and 5 times. Then on top of the camera I have a Profoto flash trigger, and the camera is tethered as usual into software running on this machine, which is Capture One. Now the thing which is important about the way that I've got all this set up is actually what I've got the subject mounted on. And this is a linear drive which you can get from various outlets on the interweb. If you want to know the details of this linear drive, then drop a question in the comments below. And I'll do my best to answer them for you. This one allows you to move a stage, which is this bit, backwards and forwards by a very precise amount. You should be able to see that as I'm winding this forwards as we are at the moment. Basically it moves a very small amount for each turn of the control handle on the front. That will allow me to focus the lens on different slices through the subject. I'm going to attempt to do two images today, one with a 1x magnification, so not that magnified. For that one I will just use a very small aperture so that I end up with a big depth of field. But by the time we get to a 4x magnification, that just won't hack it anymore, and we're going to need to make a stack of images. And I'll show you how we do that, and I'll show you how I do it in Photoshop. Okay, so to set this up initially then, I have the lens on 1x magnification, and what I will do is just, looking through the viewfinder here, adjust the stage until our subject is in focus. I believe it's somewhere around there. To help me to focus it, what I'm going to do is turn the modeling light on this flash. So I'll just do that now. Now normally when I'm using these Profoto lights, I use the remote control on the top of the camera here. However, with macro stuff, you've got to be very, very careful that you don't move the camera. So most of the time I'll adjust the flash, not from this, but actually on the unit itself. Okay, so let's just have a little look and see if that focus was correct. Okay. So I just need to adjust that ever so slightly. I think it's about there somewhere. We'll take a test image just to see. This is another advantage of using the Capture One software, is that I don't need a cable release for the camera. I can trigger it from the screen here. Okay, so that's not bad. I think it could do to be taken down a little. It's a bit bright at the back here. So what I will do is just take a stop off the power on that light So it's on energy 9. I'll take it down to energy 8. We'll just give that another try. That's a bit better, but I'd like it filled in a little at the front here. So I think what I will do is, if I just place a mirror somewhere around here, we can recycle some of the light back onto the subject. So here I have a mirror on a stand. So we'll just pop this in here. Somewhere like that. I'll try and get it as close as I can to the lens without it obscuring the image. Okay. Give that another try. Okay. Yeah, and you should be able to see the difference that we've got between those two images. That's without the mirror in. And that's with the mirror in. So that's about the right exposure. Let's just zoom into that and have a little look around. And the focus isn't bad. It's on the eyes. It's a classic view of a fly's head, really. We could see if we can actually make the depth of field slightly bigger. So if I swap this down to 16, that's 3 stops. So I will add 3 stops to the light. Like so. Okay. So here we can see the difference that we've got in the depth of field from those two images. So that's not bad, actually. We're getting a little bit of diffraction, so it's made the whole thing slightly soft. That could be corrected in Photoshop. But not bad as a starting point. The ghostly image that you can see in the background is actually the stand which the light here is on. So if that is a bit of a problem, then we can just blank that out with some cloth. Which I'll just do now, just to demonstrate what I mean by that. So here we have a bit of cloth on a stand. And I'll just see if we can slide that in there. It's all a little tight. There we go. Like that. There we go. So that will just mask that stand out of the picture. If I just take another one. There we go. All gone. Obviously we're getting a little bit of light spill from that softbox onto the background here. But overall, not a bad image. Okay, so that's what you can do with a 1x magnification. What I'm going to do now is just adjust the lens and the stage to go to 4x magnification. So what I'm going to do first is just screw this back a little so that it allows some room for the lens to expand. I will temporarily just move that out of the way. And now I'll just wind this. That's 2 times, 3 times. I don't know whether I wound it far enough forwards. Right, so that's 4 times magnification. So just looking through the viewfinder, I'll just wind this until I can see the subject. And this is, of course, where having a modelling light is very useful, because as you increase the magnification, the image in the viewfinder gets dimmer and dimmer. So I think the focus is somewhere around there. Right. Just have a go at putting our mirror back. So, I actually just want to see if I can get this as close as I can without cutting off the image going into the lens. That appears to be not in the way. Okay, so this is now set on 4 times magnification. The focus point I've done manually, so we'll just have a little test and see where we are. Okay. Now, I think the f16 isn't really doing us very much favours here, so I'm just going to drop that to 11. We'll take another test. There we go. So not bad. Needs a little bit of adjustment, so I'm just going to wind this ever so slightly back out of the way. Take another image. So as a starting point, that's giving us reasonable focus just across the front of the fly's head. And just use this control to do my focusing. So I'm going to move the focus point to the very front. So I'll just take a few until I get to the position where I want to be. There we go. So you should be able to see from here that this is just making out these antennae on the front of the fly. So this will be our first image. So I'll just put a star on that one. And now we'll just wind our way back across the image. Just taking the stage a little bit further back each time. And there we go. So that will complete our sequence of 21 images. Okay, so what I'll do now is open up Photoshop and show you the next stage in the creation of this image. Okay, so here we are in Photoshop. The first job to do is to import all the files. So we'll go to Scripts, Load Files into Stack. Just browse to where they are and say, yeah, we'll have all of those. and then I'll also tick the box which says attempt to automatically align source images. So this will import all these and also line them up, hopefully. So off we go. And the software will go through and align each image to the best of its ability. It does take quite a while, so we've speeded this bit up in the video. Okay, and now, as you can probably see, we have a full set of images which just go back and are in something like alignment. Right, so the next stage will be to now produce a focus stack of these images. And the way you do that is with the top one selected, go all the way down to the bottom one, hold the Shift key and just select them all. So you've got every layer in the stack selected. Then go to Edit, Auto Blend Layers, and say yes, it's a stack of images. I don't want to content aware fill the old areas. Seamless tones and colours, yes, that should do. And click on OK. And off it will go again. Again, this does take quite a while. This we have speeded up for the sake of the video. And there we go. So this is the attempt that Photoshop has made, and it's not bad actually. You can see a few artifacts which are just present in the image here and there. There's a weird looking hair here which can probably be taken out, but most of it has worked quite well. So again, what I would do next is just flatten that, because we don't need the individual images anymore. So flatten that image. I'll make a background copy. And we'll just go about doing a few global bit of adjustments on this. The first thing I think we'll do is just have a little look at brightness contrast. Add a bit of contrast and brighten it up ever so slightly. Something like that. There we go. In fact, I think this bit down here could do to be brightened up a bit more. So what I might do is just increase this quite a lot. And then paint the rest out on the mask, like so. Take that lot back down again. And just lighten that bit up, like so. There we go, that will do. I think I'll have another adjustment as well. So we'll just adjust the vibrance and maybe just add a little bit of saturation. There we go, something like that. Very good. Right. Next thing, I'll try and adjust or address all these artifacts that it's got a little bit wrong, and also take this out. In fact, I'll just use onto the right there. And I'll just use the spot healing brush just to take those out. I'm doing this quite quickly. You would probably take a bit more care, but you get the idea. Oops, that one didn't seem to work very well. Let's just get rid of that. Down here. Okay, and then finally, I'll just have a look at a crop. I don't think 16 by 9 will do this time. We'll just clear those. I'll just crop that in reasonably tight. It's almost square, so why don't we go for a square one anyway? I quite like this bit of occlusion down the bottom here. It does give some depth to the image. But just having a look at that, you can see that there are some artifacts in the front of this image here. So what I might do is just adjust our crop. Just to get rid of those. There. Not bad at all. There we go. And there you have it. That is how I created that image of the fly. So I hope you've enjoyed this look at macro. And if you like seeing these sort of things in the studio, just click on the images and that will take you to some other of the videos. And don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much.